At some time, all of us are going to fail at something. And it's important to remember that it's not the end of the world. As I thought about what I wanted to say to you, I began looking back on my life experience, and I began to realize how some of my failures have contributed to my success. And to begin with, I would like you to look at this quote: "I'm strong because I've been weak. I'm brave because I've been scared. And I'm wise because I've been foolish." Now, I grew up in a military family, and I was a very strong-willed child. I always said what was on my mind, and I certainly knew it all. I went to college 3 days out of high school, and I found the social life of college to be very entertaining, much more entertaining than I had ever experienced in my life. It's certainly more fun than going to class or doing homework. And so I was just enjoying this new experience of this newfound freedom. Well, my grades showed it, and I flunked out. I had failed. But being the rebel child and thinking that I knew it all, I had a job at that time, and I was able to begin a full-time job at that same organization. And I thought, I'm going to be okay. I can do this. After 3 years there, I met and I married an Army officer, and I became an Army wife. And together we had 2 beautiful daughters who to this day are still my pride and joy. I really enjoyed both the roles of being a mom and an Army wife, but after 12 years of marriage, I realized that I had to leave this unhealthy relationship because now I had 2 other people that I was responsible for. So I decided to get a divorce, and again I felt like I had failed. I returned to my parents' home, 2 young kids in tow, no formal education or current work experience. I was afraid, I was scared, and I felt so alone. My father, who was my hero, had passed away a few years earlier, so I had to face my mom, and I called her and asked if I could come home. And she said, yes, but you have to go back to college. You cannot raise these 2 little girls without a formal education. So I took her up on her wise words, and I went back to college. I had a lot of support from my family and friends and my church. Looking back, I realized I should have failed the first time because I was not ready to learn. When I went back to college after my divorce, my motivation was very different. Now I had 2 other people I was responsible for and had to take care of. My dissolved marriage was also a blessing in disguise. It took a lot of courage to walk out and start over. And I thought, if I have that kind of courage, then I could succeed at anything I set my mind to. I finished college. I had a 30-year career with Children's Protective Services. I got a master's degree during that time, and I retired from CPS after 30 years, and now I'm back here at UTEP, having gone full circle. And feeling like my failures have contributed to my success and the success of my children. Failures are a part of life, but what we learn from our failures is what shapes us. It shaped me into believing in myself, allowing me to become a stronger person, and eventually choosing a career where I could relate to and help others. Failures may take you on a different journey, but they can make you strong. Failures may scare you, but they can make you brave. And failures may be the result of foolish behavior, but they can make you wise, but only if you can accept them as part of life and not let them defeat you. Thank you.